My name is Daniel, and I actually work for Goodwill Industries of Greater Grand Rapids. So the hat I wear there is that I manage our career center. When you hear Goodwill, most people think our thrift retail stores, but the money from those stores goes towards funding workforce development programs. So we have a career center there, which is open to the public, very similar to what Michigan Works does, a place for people to come in and just do applications, get a resume put together. So if you have individuals who are looking to get into a career, they can come in and get assistance there. But what I'm really here to talk about is the Employment Services Collaborative, which is a collaboration of 8 different organizations with workforce development focuses, came together to provide services cohesively rather than in silos. Like Ben mentioned, there are a lot of great organizations in Kent County doing a lot of great work. So the goal of our collaboration is to avoid that duplication. Again, understanding that Goodwill doesn't need to do everything in the community. We can be very good at one thing and partner with different organizations that do something else to provide holistic services for the participants that we're serving. So we have this collaboration of 8 different organizations. We have a service guide in your little packet there in amazing color. We don't have a color printer at Goodwill right now, so this is great. And it's a nice little cheat sheet because a big portion of my job is going out and talking about the collaboration, and I always forget at least one organization when I'm listing all 8, so I'm going to use my cheat sheet here. But we have Goodwill, and then UCOM, so United Church Outreach Ministry, Hispanic Center, Women's Resource Center, Literacy Center of West Michigan, Hope Network, Jubilee Jobs, and Disability Advocates complete the 8 organization collaboration. And again, each organization has some element of workforce development built into it, but you notice that not everybody does the same thing here. So when we got together, we really pinpointed where there were holes in services and where we could help each other out. So for example, Hispanic Center, they can come and provide translation and interpretation services. So we have less people than we probably like at Goodwill who actually are Spanish speaking, so we can utilize those services to be able to provide more cohesive services. We have the Literacy Center. If somebody comes through one of our doors and maybe has a low literacy level that's making it so they can't advance in their current position or is stopping them from getting a career, then we can make that referral to the Literacy Center. So it's a lot of different organizations and finding that specific role within the collaboration that we can provide for each other. The main crux of what we're doing is the idea of no wrong door into services. So you can come into Goodwill and then you get services from all 8 organizations kind of inherently. And reducing that duplication. So Goodwill used to have a GED program, but we're partnering with Jubilee Jobs, and because of that, Jubilee Jobs has a GED program. We can make that direct connection if it's appropriate. A key thing is we're not only referring through these 8 organizations, so if it's not geographically appropriate or if there's some other need that another organization outside of the collaborative provides, we'll make that referral to a different organization as well. But having that relationship, Goodwill was able to step back from providing GED services, knowing that Jubilee Jobs provides that service and is actually doing it on site at Goodwill now. So reducing duplication and also working on shared intake documentation for participants who come through our doors. What we heard from a lot of people is one of the barriers towards using services in Kent County is that they'd go from organization to organization and have to fill out the exact same paperwork at each organization, and it becomes a barrier in itself. So we have one intake document that we use and then can share with the other organizations within the collaborative. So somebody comes to Hope Network, they'll do it there, and then they won't have to do it at Goodwill again. So doing that, shared release forms and shared data systems, actually. We're working within our collaboration, but also on a county level to kind of help inform a shared data process. So again, people won't have to fill out that information more than once. We can enter it in at Goodwill, and then the other organizations have access to that. So we're actually going to be moving forward with that, hopefully within the next month or 2, getting that system launched. And then case conferencing. So each organization has what's called a lead navigator from their organization. So all 8 organizations have one individual who's dedicated to providing the collaborative services. And every single week at 1 o'clock, all 8 organizations get together and we case conference. So again, kind of focusing on that no wrong door idea. Somebody could come to Goodwill and we might not have the right service to provide for them. We get together every single Monday and talk about what might be the right spot for that participant to receive services. And we're working with a all sorts of individuals and all sorts of different barriers. We do have the theme, we do work with returning citizens. Hope Network and Goodwill both have programs for that. But it's really anybody who's unemployed, underemployed, or has some sort of barrier that's stopping them from getting to that position which can help them get ahead. So this really kind of runs the gamut of different types of individuals, but really focusing on barrier resolution. Our next steps, we've been providing services for we've actually been actively providing services for a little over a year now. We're in the second year of our grant, but we're getting ready to go through the grant process, proposal process again, through United Way. And we're really focusing on how can we help individuals get into employment, but then also help individuals get to that next level of employment. So that might be you're working in your current field, but you need a certification to help get you to that next level, help get you that promotion. What's that next step to really get away from just surviving into thriving, and having a focus on that is what we're looking at over the next couple years. And we are already partnering with a lot of these great organizations up here, both Zealand and Butterball we work with through the collaboration because we have Hope Network doing transitional work experiences for our participants. I was talking to Randy right before. We're really focused on making sure people get to the right organization, again, either within our collaboration or at other organizations out in the community. So really just focusing on that barrier resolution and what's stopping that individual from getting employment at that time, and then providing ongoing retention services throughout that process. At Goodwill, we are focused on 365 days of retention. Right. So that's an entire year where you're going to have somebody, a career coach, a job coach, walking along with you and providing that retention service so that you can get to that year of successful year of employment.